today we journey to Machu Picchu, but not the one tourists walk today. We're stepping back to a time when clouds hovered over jagged peaks and the Andes whispered secrets only the mountains knew. I'm Arthur. Walk with me into the past, to the year 1450, high above the Urubamba River, where a mountain ridge rises 2,430 meters above the valley floor, seemingly carved by the gods themselves. Here, in this impossible place, the Inca dared to dream. Without wheels, without iron tools, without the written word, they began a city that defied reason, each stone lifted by human hands, each terrace carved with precision to harness both earth and sky, every slope and curve aligned with the heavens. Imagine standing on this cliff, the canyon yawning below, the river singing far beneath you, and realizing that one misstep could send you plummeting into oblivion. And yet these workers moved mountains, literally, shaping rock to serve both mortals and gods. Over the decades, a city rose from the living mountain. Granite blocks fit together so seamlessly that centuries of earthquakes would fail to pry them apart. Terraces climbed the slopes, not merely for crops but as a barrier against landslides. Water flowed through stone canals, fountains, and drains so precise they remained functional half a millennium later. And then, almost as if guided by fate, the city would vanish into legend, swallowed by the clouds, hidden from invaders who would never trace its steps. At the center of this audacious vision stood Pachacuti Inca Yupanqui, he who remakes the world. Ascending the throne, he transformed the Inca from a regional kingdom into an empire spanning 2 million square kilometers. In 1450, he turned his gaze to this ridge, a sacred site where the mountains themselves were gods. The location was unforgiving. Two geological faults met here, creating springs. Rain fell in torrents, and the slopes threatened collapse with every storm. Yet Pachacuti saw opportunity where others saw only danger. Workers arrived from across the empire, summoned by MITA, the mandatory labor service. Their first task, the terraces. Not just fields for food, but engineering marvels designed to anchor the mountain itself. Stones at the bottom for drainage, layers of gravel, sand, and imported soil from distant valleys. Each terrace was a miniature miracle, holding back tons of earth while creating fertile ground. Nearby, the granite quarry awaited. Blocks weighing several tons would be moved without wheels, relying on human muscle, ramps, and wooden rollers. Patience, not brute force, shaped the stone into interlocking blocks, a technique later called ashlar masonry. No mortar, no cement, just stone and genius. By 1470, Machu Picchu stood complete. Its population, roughly 750 people, not a city, but a sanctuary, a living work of art dedicated to the sun, the mountains, and the cosmos itself. The streets and plazas hummed with ritual, commerce, and the quiet rhythm of daily life. Each building served dual purposes, practical and spiritual. The Temple of the Sun, built upon the largest natural granite outcrop, curved around the sacred rock. 2 windows pierced the walls with exact astronomical alignment, welcoming the first rays of sunrise on the winter solstice. Beneath, a cave served as the royal tomb. The Inca believed caves were thresholds to the underworld, connecting life above with life below. Here, heaven, earth, and the unseen converged. Ascend the ceremonial stairs to the Iniwatana, the hitching post of the sun, carved directly from the mountain. 4 sides track the sun's journey across the sky. At noon on the winter solstice, it casts no shadow at all, a marker of cosmic perfection. Spanish conquistadors would later destroy Iniwatanas elsewhere, but this one survived, hidden in the folds of the Andes. Nearby, the Temple of the 3 Windows opened to the sunrise, echoing Inca origin myths of emergence from sacred openings. And adjacent, the principal temple stood, its walls crafted with such precision that even the tremors of 13 major earthquakes bypassed them. Pachacuti's private compound, secluded in the southwest, featured fountains, gardens, and terraces reserved for the emperor and his panica. Every doorway, window, and axis reflected sacred alignments with mountains and solstices. Architecture was more than shelter, it was a spiritual instrument. Water flowed through channels not just for drinking, but to purify, to nourish, to connect. Each fountain could be controlled with bypasses, allowing rituals to harmonize with the flow of life itself. The terraces, 4.9 hectares in total, were not just fields. They were the structural veins of the city, preventing catastrophic landslides while supporting crops crucial for ceremonial life, including maize for chicha, the sacred corn beer. Picture life here. You awaken before dawn in a rectangular stone house with inward-leaning walls to resist quakes and trapezoidal windows that distribute stress. Descend to the terraces, tending crops that exist not only for survival but for spiritual purpose. Each terrace represents a microclimate, potatoes in the warmer layers, quinoa in the cooler ones. Every day, you feel the rhythm of the empire, the pulse of sacred order maintained by human hands. As a member of the Pachacuti or one of the Virgins of the Sun, your duties differ. You tend temples, participate in ceremonies at the Iniwatana, and prepare for the rare visits of the Emperor. When Pachacuti arrives, life transforms. Rituals at the fountains, sacrifices, beasts, and political council merge. Power and spirituality intertwine seamlessly. The city's elite live in a space of absolute alignment with the cosmos, while commoners remain invisible, hidden below. Water, stone, and sky are inseparable. Life at Machu Picchu is a choreography between humans and the universe, but perfection is fragile. November 1532, news arrives of the Spanish capture of Emperor Atahualpa in Catamarca. Runners traverse the Inca Trail at unimaginable speed, carrying word of men mounted on beasts, wielding thunderous weapons, demanding gold and obedience. By July 1533, Atahualpa is executed. The empire fractures, disease spreads, rebellion rises, the Mita system collapses, workers abandon terraces, temples fall silent. Pachacuti's vision, centuries in the making, begins to fade. Yet Machu Picchu resists oblivion. Its hidden location, veiled behind ridges and unreachable by major roads, shields it from Spanish conquest. Residents take deliberate action. They burn trails leading to the city, erasing paths, concealing the very existence of this masterpiece. This was not surrender, it was preservation. For 371 years, the city vanishes, swallowed by jungle and legend. Trees sprout through plazas, vines crawl across terraces, yet the drainage channels and foundations continue their silent work, guarding the mountain's secrets. In July 1911, Yale historian Hiram Bingham arrives, searching for Vilcabamba. Guided by locals, he ascends to a ridge where two farmers live, their 11-year-old son leading the way. Machu Picchu emerges from the mist, a city lost in time. Bingham photographs its walls, terraces, and temples. The world is stunned. Here is a city the Spanish never discovered. Its engineering still astounds modern architects. Its masonry rivals the greatest in Europe. Its water management remains functional after centuries. Theories abound: lost city of gold, refuge of virgins, military outpost. Slowly, evidence reveals the truth. A royal estate, a spiritual sanctuary, a city designed to merge human ambition with cosmic order. The genius of Machu Picchu lies not just in visible grandeur, but in the unseen. 60% of construction below ground, drainage layers, foundation engineering, invisible to the eye. Modern engineers call it an inverse filter, layers of crushed granite, gravel, and soil allowing torrents of water to pass harmlessly, while terraces stabilize slopes. Above ground, 130 drainage outlets built from the start manage rain, while canals feed 16 fountains across descending elevations. Fountain 1 at the Emperor's residence operates precisely at 25 liters per minute, adjustable to conditions, serving both utility and ritual. The Inca designed for extremes, anticipating both drought and flood, blending function with the sacred. Agriculture was just one aspect. Terraces created microclimates, prevented erosion, and supplied ritual crops. The city thrived not through conquest of nature, but through partnership. Imagine rising before dawn, walking stone staircases, tending terraces that are both fields and engineering feats. You carry maize, water sacred to the gods, and perform daily rituals aligning earth and cosmos. Every window frames a peak, every doorway a sacred alignment. Life is order, devotion, and survival in equal measure. Yet abandonment and disaster eventually arrive. Disease, internal strife, and the collapse of the empire leave Machu Picchu increasingly deserted. Temples fall silent, fountains dry, terraces unmaintained. The city does not die, but it sleeps, and in its sleep, it preserves knowledge. Spanish invaders never touch it. The mountains, the rain, and careful planning ensure that centuries later the city emerges almost untouched, a time capsule of human ingenuity. The rediscovery of Machu Picchu teaches a lesson beyond stone and water. The Inca didn't build for the moment, they built for eternity. Their methods, their understanding of structure, gravity, and hydrology continue to inform modern architects, engineers, and planners. Sustainable construction, earthquake-resistant design, water management, and integration with nature, lessons that the modern world still studies centuries later. The tragedy of empire is shadowed by the triumph of vision. Civilization can crumble, rulers die, invaders arrive, but genius, when hidden and harmonized with the world, can endure. Machu Picchu is that endurance. 750 people, one mountain ridge, an empire's dream frozen in stone. Ashlar masonry, terraces, fountains, Iniwatana, solar alignments, masterpieces that bridge human and divine, practicality and ritual. Without iron, without wheels, without written plans, they achieved what many today consider impossible. And when the Spanish arrived with steel, horses, and disease, the Inca made one final decisive choice: hide it, burn the trails, vanish into legend. Let the jungle reclaim the city. Machu Picchu would survive, not through confrontation, but through foresight, patience, and respect for the mountain itself. Today, visitors walk the same stones, gaze along the terraces, marvel at the fountains, and wonder at the genius of those who came before. Engineers, architects, planners, and historians still study it, learning lessons from 500 years ago. Work with nature, not against it. Build for eternity, not convenience. Marry the sacred with the functional. Machu Picchu isn't just a city, it's a philosophy, a blueprint, a reminder that humanity can align with the cosmos and endure beyond time itself. As the morning sun rises over Machu Picchu, the city awakens, not with voices or footsteps, but with stone, water, and air performing a symphony of enduring design. Imagine the terraces catching light, shadows shifting across the meticulously cut blocks, the fountains whispering through channels laid 5 centuries ago. This is not merely a place to live, it is a place to understand the world itself, where every element, from granite to rain, is an instrument in a grand cosmic orchestra. Step into the temple of the sun again. The light falls differently at dawn, yet it always falls as the Inca intended. Those 2 precision-cut windows that frame the winter solstice sunrise are more than architectural marvels. They are calendars, rituals, and symbols all in one. The petrified rock within the temple is not just stone, it is the mountain's essence, a conduit between humans and the divine. Beneath it, the cave tomb preserves echoes of emperors, priests, and servants who once maintained this sacred order. The Inca did not fear death. They framed it in stone, tying it to the cycles of the sun, the mountains, and the stars. The Iniwatana stone commands attention. Its shadowless winter solstice moment is more than an astronomical trick. It is a testament to observation, patience, and harmony with nature. Where conquistadors destroyed similar stones, Machu Picchu's Iniwatana survived, unseen by foreign eyes. It continues to mark the sun's journey, a silent witness to the passage of centuries, reminding us that time itself can be measured in stone, not only in clocks or calendars. Look to the Temple of the 3 Windows, and see more than trapezoidal openings. See the story of origins. Each window is a narrative, a myth, etched in granite, connecting the first Inca to the cosmos, the mountains, and the people who will come to call this empire their own. Every stone around it, every wall, every foundation is carefully placed not only to endure, but to reflect a worldview in which humans are part of a greater order. The buildings are alive in purpose, designed to communicate with the sun, the stars, and the gods above. The water system remains astonishing. Canals carved from stone descend the mountainside with a slope so exact it could only have been imagined, tested, and perfected by centuries of trial and understanding. 16 fountains, each positioned in descending order, supply water with both precision and ceremony. Fountain 1, in the emperor's residence, serves a dual purpose, nourishment and ritual, providing 25 liters per minute but able to adjust according to need. Fountain 3, sacred to priests and ceremonies, could be controlled, turned on or off, orchestrating the flow of life during sacred rituals. For modern engineers, this system rivals contemporary urban water infrastructure. For the Inca, it was simply living in harmony with nature. The terraces themselves are a lesson in patience and wisdom. They are not mere agriculture, they are a marriage of science and spirit. Microclimates layered upon microclimates, soil imported and arranged to optimize yield, terraces that prevent the mountain from sliding into the river below. Without them, Machu Picchu would have collapsed long before the Spanish ever arrived. The Inca understood a simple truth. Modern cities are still learning. Work with nature, not against it. Build with foresight. Build for eternity. And yet, daily life is intimate, human, alive. Imagine walking the stone streets before sunrise, the air crisp with altitude, the sound of water running through channels, the soft murmur of animals and distant workers. You descend to the terraces to tend crops that are not only food, but offerings, vital for ceremonies connecting your people to the divine. Every action, every movement has meaning. Planting maize to ferment chicha, carrying water for purification, lighting fires to honor the sun. Life is structured, ritualized, and purposeful. As the empire collapses, the human story becomes tragic. Diseases unknown, rumors of conquest, whispers of rebellion. These reach Machu Picchu, but the city endures, not by resisting invaders, but by hiding from them. Trails are burned, paths erased, secrets preserved. For 371 years, the city sleeps beneath clouds and vegetation. Nature reclaims the visible, but the invisible. The foundations, the water systems, the stonework remains perfect. Machu Picchu survives because the Inca understood impermanence and acted to protect what mattered most. Fast forward to the 20th century, Hiram Bingham's discovery in 1911 brings the world's attention, but the city itself does not change. Its stones remain, its terraces still prevent landslides, its fountains continue their precise flow. Modern engineers study it, historians marvel at it, architects replicate its lessons. Every detail, the precision of masonry, the hydraulic engineering, the integration with topography, is a masterclass in sustainable design. Yet beyond technique lies philosophy. The Inca built not against nature, but in dialogue with it, aligning every stone, every watercourse, every terrace with the cosmic order. Consider the Intihuatana once more. Not merely a marker of solar movement, but a symbol of permanence and continuity. In a world constantly shifting, where empires rise and fall, this stone records the sun's journey as it has for centuries. It links human ambition to the universe, reminding us that survival is not just about dominance, but about understanding, foresight, and alignment. Machu Picchu's temples, terraces, and fountains are mirrors of this philosophy. Each stone carries weight in both engineering and meaning. The Temple of the Sun channels light to ritual spaces. The Temple of the Three Windows frames myths. The water system nourishes both body and spirit. Every element harmonizes with the next. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is accidental. The Inca built for eternity, for harmony, for a connection to what is larger than themselves. And when the Spanish arrived, with their steel and horses, with their hunger for gold and power, the city had already prepared its defense. Disappearance, trails burned, paths erased, knowledge preserved in stone rather than on paper. Machu Picchu outlasted empires because it did not confront, they preserved through concealment, patience, and understanding. The genius of the Inca was not only in their construction, but in their foresight, to endure not through conquest, but through wisdom. Walking the modern paths, we can almost hear the rhythm of those who lived here, the hum of the fountains, the flow of water across terraces, the wind across the peaks, all whisper the same story. This is a city of intellect and spirit, of human perseverance and divine alignment. Architects marvel at earthquake-resistant walls. Engineers study drainage that handles centuries of storms. Planners marvel at a city perfectly integrated with impossible terrain. Yet the true lesson lies not in technique alone, but in vision. The Inca saw their world as one seamless whole, where human life, nature, and cosmos are inseparable. Every window, every door, every fountain, every stone was placed with intention. Astronomy dictated angles, rainfall dictated engineering, spiritual belief dictated murmuring. The water flows, not as a convenience, but as a ritual, feeding life and honoring the sacred. Crops flourish, not by chance, but by understanding microclimates and soil science. Buildings resist earthquakes because geometry, mass, and intuition combine perfectly. Machu Picchu was never just a city. It was a civilization rendered in stone, a philosophy encoded in architecture, a hymn to harmony between people and planet. Yet this knowledge almost vanished. Spanish conquistadors destroyed Inca cities, melted gold, burned texts, and killed priests. The Inca culture was under siege, but Machu Picchu remained hidden, a secret preserved by geography, ingenuity, and foresight. When Bingham arrived, the city revealed itself, not by survival alone, but by the care taken centuries before, by hands that understood the value of invisibility. Today, over 1 million people ascend the mountains to witness Machu Picchu, to walk the terraces, gaze upon the fountains, and marvel at its enduring walls. Modern engineers and architects still study its design. Its drainage systems survive, its earthquake-resistant walls endure. Its terraces prevent landslides and support agriculture. And yet, the greatest achievement is intangible, the philosophy embedded in its construction, the understanding that humans do not conquer the earth, they partner with it. The Inca understood this. They built with eternity in mind, aligning every stone, every wall, every terrace with cosmic order. Water, earth, and sky were partners in creation. Daily life, ritual, and architecture were inseparable. The abandonment, while tragic, preserved this knowledge. The city survived not because it was strong, but because it was wise. Imagine living there today, not as a tourist, but as one of the 750 who walked these stones in 1450. You rise before dawn, feel the chill of the Andean morning, descend to terraces that defy gravity, channel water through fountains precise to the leader, participate in ceremonies connecting you to mountains and stars. Every action aligns with purpose, every structure with meaning. You inhabit a city alive with knowledge, devotion, and intelligence. And even when the world falls away, even when empires crumble, your city endures. That is Machu Picchu, a city of stone, water, and sky, of people and gods intertwined, of knowledge preserved through ingenuity and foresight. Ashlar masonry so precise no knife blade can pass between stones, a hydraulic network flowing for centuries, terraces stabilizing a mountain while producing ceremonial crops, temples aligned to the sun, rocks carved to track its path, walls designed to withstand quakes, a city built without iron, without wheels, without written plans, and yet it survives where civilizations fail. And when the Inca vanished, they did not leave destruction behind. They left preservation. They burned the trails, abandoned the city, and allowed the jungle to hide it. 371 years later, Machu Picchu emerges, teaching the world lessons in engineering, sustainability, astronomy, and philosophy. The greatest architecture is not about dominance, it is about harmony, foresight, and respect for the natural order. The Inca built this first. We are still learning. 750 people, one mountain ridge, a civilization that understood the delicate balance between human ambition and cosmic order. Machu Picchu is not merely a city, it is a testament to vision, patience, and wisdom, stone, water, earth, and sky intertwined. A civilization that saw no divide between the sacred and the practical, between heaven and earth. The Inca made their mark not with conquest, but with understanding, and that mark endures. Thank you for watching. What other lost civilizations or ancient wonders should we uncover next? Drop a comment below. Music.